Hey guys, just wanted to hop on and do one of these video testimonials for my mentor and good friend now, Hayden. Man, where do I even start? I started working with Hayden 6 months ago, and I reached out to him because, I was already in a relationship, right? Been with my girlfriend for about 3 years, but I felt myself starting to slip. I was getting tired, weak, lazy, unmotivated, undisciplined in every single area of my life. And I felt like the attraction levels from my girlfriend started to disappear. She wasn't as all over me anymore as she used to be. And, the respect just went out the window. And I feel like she fell out of love with me for a brief period in our relationship before I started, this program. Obviously it was really going downhill. And I think that's why I reached out, because I didn't need pickup lines. I didn't need, a fancy date idea to take her on. I needed to become the man that she fell in love with again. I needed to stay sharp, disciplined, focused. I needed to just be on my game every day. And I felt like I lost that. The reason I feel like she fell out of love with me is because I fell out of love with myself. So that was why I started working with Hayden. First thing that we did was get the basics down. So, my sleep, my training, my nutrition, my routine, my goals. What am I actually doing every day? Why am I actually doing it? That was probably the biggest thing for me, just being big on the basics. And I'm very grateful for that, because I felt like I always had this habit of knowing exactly what to do, but never actually doing it. And that gets you down when you know what you need to do, but for some reason you just can't bring yourself to do it. And yeah, getting over that cycle really helped me out a lot. From there, we did a lot of identity work. So who am I? Who's the man in the mirror? What am I working towards each day? Who do I say that I am? How do I carry myself? And I really feel like that confidence and that demeanor that I got back really it changed the way that my girlfriend saw me again. And not just her, but other people as well. My co-workers at work, we go out to events, family members. They're like, what's different about you? What have you changed? Are you doing something different? Or people knew that, he's done something, but they couldn't put their finger on what it was. But I knew what it was. I knew who I was again. I knew why I was getting out of bed each day. I knew who the man was staring back at me in the mirror, and I was proud of who he was. And I think that changed the way that I carry myself, and it changed the way that I show up for myself, my family, my girlfriend, my friends. It changed the way that I show up in my business. And that was probably the second biggest thing that we focused on. It was like, who am I? What's the reason I'm getting out of bed each day? And that kind of gave me that life back in my eyes again. So after doing all of this inner work, I guess, my relationship feels completely different. I feel like she's finally fell in love with me again. She's finally fell in love with the man that she originally met all those years ago. And I felt like I just lost myself for the longest time, but now I'm back. I feel amazing. I'm making more money than I was in the past. I look better than I looked. I feel better than I've felt. I just carry myself in a different way now. And it's not just her that sees that, but what's most important is it's me that sees that when I look in the mirror. I'm finally happy with who I am as a man. And Hayden, brother, I'm so freaking grateful for that, because if it wasn't for you, I'd still be waking up late, sleeping in on weekends, just watching movies, eating junk food, skipping the gym, complaining about how my girlfriend doesn't love me anymore. I'd just be a victim if it wasn't for you, brother. So I really appreciate everything you've done for me. And I recommend anybody else who's going through the same kind of phase in their life where they're just starting to slip a little bit. They're starting to get a little bit complacent. They're not doing the things they know they should be doing. Their girlfriend is like, they're not super attracted to them anymore. The love has kind of died down a bit. Honestly, this will change the trajectory of your life, of your relationship. It will change the way you see yourself. It will change the way that others see you. And it's probably the best investment I've made in the past 10 years, give or take. So Hayden, brother, I really appreciate everything you've done for me. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't without you. So I'm happy to do this little video for you, man. And the advice I can give to other people, if you're on the fence, don't stay on the fence any longer, because the grass is much greener over here. You just got to come and taste it. So anyway, I'm going to hop off. Appreciate you guys for listening. Hope to see you inside the course.